Was there any point where you were like, well, animation's kind of interesting too? Or was it like...
So when I was about 12 years old, I really got into the Ninja Turtles, maybe a little bit earlier than that. And I remember trying to draw cell animation without knowing what I was doing. I knew it was something like this, where you draw a bunch of incrementally changing pieces of artwork. And my goal was to draw Leonardo like pulling out a sword and then slashing down and cutting an arrow in half as it was coming at him. And it was a nightmare. I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember spending days on this and realizing I had, like, in the animation, I had slowly dislocated his hips the way that I had drawn, like, the pose as he exploded upward and stuff. So that was maybe a week that I wanted to do something in animation before I realized that that really wasn't for me. There's something about the flow of a page, sequential, going left to right and then top to bottom, and you can play with time. If somebody is a reader and they're really immersed in it, I think we're kind of cooperating to create that flow and the slowdown or the speed up of the action.
I mean, a lot of your work strikes me as high detail, which you don't see a tremendous amount of animation.
It would be basically impossible to do that, or you would have constant sketchy stray lines that are going everywhere to be distracting, because you wouldn't be able to. So like, let's say there's a deltoid muscle, and I might have added like a series of swirl marks to basically to indicate the topographical information, the roundness of it. If you did that in animation and somebody was moving, there'd be a series of different sketch lines. And unless you drew on a different layer the same sketch line and then rotated it with it, it would be so strange to try to make that work. I think clean forms, what's called cell shaded rendering, works much better for animation.